Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Is this not why we are here? Is this? Why are we here, man? Hip hop. This is the hip hop segment of the week. And we talking hip hop today. Because that's what this is, ultimately. It's a hip hop publication. All that other shit is just the pastime, and we talk some hip hop shit. And I'm excited today. King Von, my kind of guy. I love it, man. I can't listen to that young nigga all the time, though, man. Like, you can't listen to that type. I don't need that type of energy in my soul. Like,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
that shit, man. You want to go home and put my daughters in the headlock, nigga. Put them in the back seat and take them on 8 drive-bys. Let's go, nigga. Let's drive by. Let's go. That's what King Von make you want to do. Fire, man. Dope album. I really, really, really enjoyed King Von's album. I don't have too much to say. I don't know what we call albums today or projects. Because I don't know if it's his album, a debut album, or I don't know if it's a mixtape or an EP or a playlist, or I have no idea what he calls this specific project. And I don't usually specify until an artist lets me know such. If you put out 4 projects and it's your fourth project and your debut album is your 5th one, hey, it's whatever you call it, my G. Sorry, let me get myself together. Yo, this EOS, I ain't advertising, they don't pay me shit. This EOS though, you niggas better stop using Carmex, man. It's peasant shit. This EOS right here, this shit is like made from fucking the golden honey of Asian camels, or the golden honey of the pussies of Asian camels from the clouds of Madagascar or something, bro. Like, this shit is here. It's smooth, make you feel like silk. Got me feeling good now. I'm glossy. Man, Buster. I don't know why you did it, man. How you know, let's start the show. Greetings. What up, though? Vainglorious. Busta Rhymes, man. ELE2. Like, why did you do that, man? Like, I feel like Busta did that for, like he just did that for me. He knew I needed that. He did that for my soul. On Halloween, my favorite holidays of all days. Like, Busta, man, like, I've been hearing a lot about this album. I've been hearing artists tweet about it and say the things that, like, this is the most phenomenal shit. You know what? Before we even get into ELE, let me remind some of you niggas, some of you miscreants, some of you undesirable gentlemen who Busta Rhymes is. Cause I don't think a lot of y'all know. A lot of people my age and a lot of the youngins, y'all really don't know. And y'all been saying some disrespectful shit this week. And I don't even feel like why do y'all feel like y'all have the right to comment on shit that you wasn't even alive to witness? Like, y'all niggas always got a review for some shit that you couldn't even feel the impact of. Like, if you, but that's another conversation. Yeah, man. Let me remind you niggas who Trevor Smith is, leader of the new school. God damn it. Where I guess I'll start a scenario. Here we go, yo. Here, scenario. Now, to some of y'all, if it might not mean as much to you because your dad was probably in 8th grade when Scenario came out. So what the fuck would you know? But Scenario, cause I'm not gonna explain the song for you or what he did lyrically. Like, I'm not here to be no bar breakdown person for the most part, or tell you what you should or shouldn't like. Whatever. I'm gonna tell you what I feel should be universal truths in hip hop, because once upon a time, these things that's what it was. These things were staples. As far as certain universal truths, it was just certain shit you couldn't call trash, even if you didn't like it. Like, but we'll get into that. Scenario, that's where I was at. Sorry, I'm getting a little old. I'm going, my memory ain't as good as it once was. Scenario. I'm trying to make this particular scenario, no pun intended, relatable to someone who might not have been alive for the impact of the scenario. Now, I'm not trying to say like I was outside. Well, yeah, I was outside when I was 9. A lot of you niggas, hey, I'll get into my family story or my origins one day, but I was outside. 6, 7, 8, 9, I was outside. Real life. I'm not even like trying to sound cool. I'm just telling you the truth. But scenario, again, when scenario dropped, it was the equivalent to like Control when Kendrick or a Millie. Like if niggas was jumping on if rappers was jumping on other rappers, I'm trying to stop saying that word so damn much. It's just a habit. If rappers were jumping on other rappers' beats like that era, when Scenario dropped, every rapper after hearing that Busta verse would have went and tried to do a Scenario freestyle or something, because that's how impactful that was to the culture at that specific time. That's what set up Busta's solo career, if I'm not mistaken, in 91, or was the Leaders of the New School after? I can't remember. But no, I think Leaders of the New School was already there. That was 91. I can't remember the order. But Busta's solo career came like Funk Master Flex, 60 minutes of funk. I make sure everything remains raw, freestyle. Like Busta was coming, and we knew Busta was coming, and he was coming with some shit that we had never seen before. And not only that, he was rapping his ass off. So when you get to the coming, where you have Def Mode, Def Jam versus Flip Mode on a track, like they need to start doing that shit more, where crews just get together. Like we should see a TDE versus Griselda on a track, or a Dreamville versus TDE, or a OVO versus Dreamville. Or we should start seeing these on the tracks again. They used to be a thing. Def Squad and Flip Mode, where Lord Have Mercy and Rampage, and man, this time was special. And when Disaster Strikes and ELE, one of those two, really both of it could be arguably classics in hip hop. Bus started with the theory of there's only 5 years left, and he took you on a ride until you got to after Anarchy, and then Genesis, and these albums are slappers, bruh. I'm talking about most of them, but y'all wouldn't know that because y'all just think he's like Busta has always been lyricism at its finest. And the catalog shows. Go back and listen to Busta's catalog all the way through, man. But ELE 2, that's what we're here to talk about today. And ELE 2 is phenomenal. It's just an incredible piece of work, man. But I knew that. Like I said, I saw Rhapsody tweet like 3 years ago that Busta is gonna drop some shit that y'all not gonna be ready for, and I'm like, okay, and I believe it, because Busta has this album that he has with Dre called The Big Bang, and The Big Bang is Busta, all slow flow, all bars, and The Big Bang is, a lot of y'all don't know, The Big Bang is y'all, because y'all some single listening to motherfuckers. Anything that's mainstream is what you like, and you don't know the Busta's touch it, bing it, automatic touch it, that shit right there, where he was get low, bus, and that, and then he go with the remix he had, that's that. But that album, it was produced a lot by Dre and Q-Tip and Timbaland and Missy Features, and like he had a Stevie Wonder. Like even Big Sean working with Stevie Wonder now, he's from Detroit, he's supposed to. Big, but no, man. No. Listen to what I'm saying to you. He had a Stevie Wonder feature and then followed it up with a Rick James feature. I mean, it was a sample to some degree, but no. Like go back and listen to The Big Bang. Please do. Because I think a lot of y'all cheated yourselves. So I was waiting on Busta to do another one of those. Then he left Aftermath, and I think that's when he came out with Back on My Bus shit or something like that. And I didn't like that album, but I think he had a single on it that I liked. That's when he had a Linkin Park single. I don't know if it was before Jay-Z or after Jay-Z, but this shit was hot. That was my Rest in Peace Chester. Together we made it. That shit was hot, bro. That shit still get run on my shit. But ELE, man, it is phenomenal. Like when it started off, I think, because I'm not finna go through track by track and this is why you should like it. A lot of you niggas on the internet is like, and I don't want to, super dorks. Like, let somebody, like, I'm not the nigga that's gonna tell you what to like and what not to like, and like, I'm not the nigga who bought a Source, and the Source gave Dragon 2.5 mics, and Dragon had a dope album, so don't take my word for it. Go listen to it. But the album started off kind of slow, so I'm instantly hearing all these tweets, or recalling all of these tweets in my head about how phenomenal this album was, and I'm like, man, I don't know, it's a little like the first 2-3 songs, it was like, they not bad. Good samples. The intro, nice. Perfect way to open that up, lyricism, and then the Nas flip with the World Is Yours sample, like, oh God, man. This took me back to a place, bro. Bus, like, you did this for me, Bus. You did this for me, man. And after that, like I said, 2 and 3, whatever comes up, those ain't bad songs, but they got a little shaky for me. And then the Bell Biv DeVoe, the BBD, Bell Biv DeVoe sample dropped. That is driving me out of, like, nigga, hit them with the poison. Like, I wish they would have done more with that sample, but overall it was fire. And then they had a feature in Bell Biv DeVoe. I was actually hoping to hear Bell Biv DeVoe on the track instead of the poison sample. I really gotta clip these nose hairs later. Like, this shit is bothering me to make me feel like some shit is in my nose. But that BBD sample, man, was crazy. And then the very next song is Farrakhan talking that shit that only the minister, the honorable minister, Louis Farrakhan, could talk. And man, oh man, he said some shit that needed to be said. And I will talk about that when we get to talking about this political climate of the world, because this is a joyous conversation. So I'd rather it continue to be joyous. I don't want to really elaborate on what he said. Go listen to it. After the Farrakhan, it went up from there. Every single song got better from there. And it got to the ODB feature, and I thought the ODB feature was dope. But I was a little disappointed because I felt they pushed that song. They kind of hyped it a little bit. ODB, because I don't listen to singles and shit. I wait till the albums drop. I don't want to hear a single, but the ODB feature, and it was dope. I liked the beat, I liked the sample, I liked it. It was just them being them. Because if you was around for that time, you remember they had a video. I think it might have been the Woo-Ha remix. It was Busta and ODB in a video together. 95 or 96. But I didn't like that they just took Shimmy Shimmy Ya and used that as Dirty's verse and the hook. Like, the hook was even cool. You could have had that as the hook. They should have had a better verse. Like, if you was gonna do that, because we've heard Shimmy Shimmy Ya so many times, you should have went and got Brooklyn Zoo. Because in Brooklyn Zoo, that's when I'm the one man army A song. I never been tooken out. I keep MC. And that was that type of song. It was a rapping song. A Shimmy Shimmy Ya, he talking this shit on there, but we know that. Like, I started rapping this shit like I almost thought I was back in 95. But it was a good song, and it may grow on me. I didn't dislike it, but I don't like it. But I could change my mind. Because fuck that, I contradict myself a lot. And fuck you for, that's another thing. Let me off on a tangent, sidebar real quick. I'm going to destigmatize, I don't know if that's a word, but I just, on the fly, it sound good. I'm gonna destigmatize the term contradictory. Like, everybody treats contradiction like it's, you're not perfect, and how could you do this to me? Like, you're not perfect, and carry myself at such a high regard, and you said one thing. You said one thing and turned around and said another thing. You're contradictory. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Whew, I need to dig that out. That's just how I hear some of these niggas sound sometimes. Like, it's okay to contradict yourself. It's okay to feel one way and then not feel another way later. Like, what the fuck? Everybody walking around this bitch like, they perfect and shit. I'll never contradict myself. I'm a real ass nigga. Like, hypocritical, that's a little bit much. But it's okay to feel some way and not feel another way. And if you don't like it, like, whatever. Back to what was I talking about? Oh, the album just took off from there, man. Like, it just went up. And then you got to that Ross feature and it was, oh my God, he's, not the Ross, because everybody always had the, Busta smoked. He smoked that feature. When I tell you he smoked that shit, he smoked that shit. And Ross, to follow up with the flow, and it was just dope. And Anderson .Paak, like right behind the Busta is the Anderson .Paak. Like I said, man, when I say this shit kept going up, it kept going up. And then he hit you with the remake of I don't even know the single, that the him and Mariah feature with the remake, not a remix, a remake of that song, the Baby Won't You Give It To Me shit. I think that's the name of it. And I'm gonna just keep it a buck now. I like the new one better. And I know that's gonna kill you because you might have been fucking with Quintisha back when the original one came out and you got a personal attachment to the original one. But me personally, I didn't like that shit. I didn't like it then. I didn't really like it now. Like, I have to vibe with it in that era because it was in the club. If you was in the club and if you was out doing what you was doing, it was out there. So you listen to that, and it's like, it was a moment. I get it. It's a big single too. It's Mariah Carey. Like, but I didn't like that shit. It sounded like your drunk auntie and uncle at the barbecue, like just having a moment after they done had too many. And everybody got a drunk auntie and uncle in their family. If you black, if you white too, everybody got a drunk auntie and uncle. Shit, I at one point might have been the drunk auntie and uncle. You know that. I didn't like that shit. But this new one, I like the new one, man. This new one is dope. It's fire. I like it. It's dope. And then he just kept going. Then at some point, you hear the Michael Jackson, like an MJ sample. And then Busta come in on this, and he just and that's the consistency throughout this album. It's a lot of rapping. Just good ass rapping. Bars, lyricism, gems, quotables for all of y'all who like to be on the gram and take niggas' lyrics. And not to say it like it's a bad thing, because I quote niggas' lyrics. But, it gave you everything that we say is on the checklist of this is what embodies a great body of work. And it had that. And then he even, because me, I'm sitting there listening like, okay, where's the, I knew Busta was finna do something out of left field. And then he hits you with a whole song that has this new bop to it because of the beat, because the production was a bop, but it was still Busta just being Busta. It was not Busta trying to do a young man's flow, or it was just Busta slowing his flow down to a new bop. Great, I liked it a lot. But back to the MJ sample and Busta giving us what he giving us, and then Kendrick come in and does what Kendrick did. Like, it's a good fucking album. And it was so good that by the time I got to the Mary J shit hit hard, because wait a minute, before I get there. Rhapsody. Queen, Lyricist of the Year for the BET Hip Hop Awards. Something at the BET Awards got right, even only to some degree. But Rhapsody, Busta, the song about, like, that shit, it touched my soul. Me being a person that actually goes through that type of shit, baby moms or not go through that. I don't go through what that song said, but I just can relate a lot. I have been through things of that nature. So it was just like one of those, man. It was just like, come on, man. Come on with it. Come on with it, Bus. And Rhapsody just, man, it was just phenomenal. Like that, I don't have a favorite song yet. I'm sorry, I'm talking too fast. I gotta stop that. But I ain't saying sorry. I hate that word, sorry. I apologize. But I get excited, man. And I jumble. I talk fast. I already got a speech impediment, so you mix that with my excitement, it's all bad. I'm surprised I ain't really been on his stuttering and shit. But That Mary J, when it got to that joint, I'm like screaming. Like at this point, way to close the album out, Bus. You've made a concise body of work. It's good. It kept getting better as it went along. And I just felt like, cause I don't listen to I don't look at track listings, and I don't usually don't even like read the song and shit. I'm from the era of opening the CD, flipping that bitch open as the album go, to read the liner notes and who produced something and who sampled this, and I'm not really actually reading the song and who was featured. And when I listen to music now, I don't look at the track list and shit till after I listened at least once or twice, maybe. And so I'm not knowing who's featured or who finna jump out or who. I'm still have the element of surprise factor. That's how I like to listen to an album, because you track list niggas are wackos to me. I'm not judging you. That's what you like to do for your fun. We all do some questionable shit. It's you can decide if an album's hot or not based on you seeing the track list before. No, you can't. But whatever. If it's, I'm not gonna knock nobody's fun. I ain't no hater, for the most part. But yeah, just that was the perfect way to end the album. Then the nigga came with 2 more. I'm talking about the soul of them, like just, and it was just, he ripped my soul out of my heart with this one, man. And this to me arguably goes in Busta's top 5. I don't know yet. I've only gone and given it 2 listens, but bravo, man. Bravo fucking vo. Busta just came out of nowhere like a Tyson punch and just hopped his ass in the album of the year conversation like it wasn't shit. And if you disagree, then suck it. How about that? How about that? That's all. And while I'm here, let me talk about Benny the Butcher's Burden of Proof. So, because I said I was gonna do a review on it and I didn't get the chance, I have something really special cooked up for the Burden of Proof review that I'm gonna do, because I'm probably not gonna review the whole album. Like I said, I'm not here to review for you niggas. I'm here to talk about some hip hop. And Burden of Proof, in so many words, is a time capsule in a time capsule. This is refreshing sound on 90s drug dealer, East Coast hip hop that feel with a new type of twist to it, like only Griselda does, and it's capturing his story in this time, but it feels like then. So it's like a time capsule in a time capsule. That alone puts that in the top 3 album of the year conversation for me. Hit Boy, on the run on the tear that he's been on, puts that in the top 3 conversation for me. But I won't have that conversation till end of the year, when I started to talk about all of the albums that came out this year. And I'll leave it there as far as a Burden of Proof review, because I don't feel like reviewing the whole album. But just know that album is in the top 3 album of the year conversation for me. And one thing else I will say about Benny the Butcher, because a lot of you niggas don't be putting no respect on Benny the Butcher's name, is that the comparison to Jay-Z and all that shit that the niggas be, that's happening for a reason. And I think that he's in a very similar scenario to Hov. When Reasonable Doubt came out, everybody was still, the Tupac, Biggie, Junior Mafia, all of that was still happening. So when Reasonable Doubt came out, it kind of fell under the radar unless you was in that lane, and luckily I came up in a family that was in that lane. So when I'm riding to school with my cousin Gooch in the morning in 7th or 8th grade, I don't know, I had already fell in love with Dead Presidents when Dead Presidents came out, but I'm just getting this feel. I don't know what Jay-Z talking about like that, but I do know to an extent because I grew up around it. But I don't know in depth, like the substance that he was bringing to talking about that life. And I understood some of it, but at 12, 13, something like that. It's only I understood a lot of it, but it was just one of them albums that they didn't appreciate until Volume 1 came out, in my opinion, unless you was a street person. I feel like Benny the Butcher is in a similar situation with Burden of Proof and Time to Talk 3, and because I think that those albums, in a couple years, people are going to come back to those albums and realize that these albums are classics. Classics. I think Burden of Proof maybe more so than Time to Talk 3, because Burden of Proof, everything is it's the Benny the Butcher story, but in this you just get a feel for it, and you get more of a universal understanding of who Benny the Butcher is as a person. You just kind of get a duality to him, with him being of this life and of a street life and of a hip hop life. You kind of see the duality of the things he had to go to become the Benny the Butcher of the day. And my Forrest Gump voice, that's all I'll say about that. And I'm not doing an actual impression because my impressions are ass. But I'ma do some of them bitches. And I'ma try to quit cussing so much because I don't have to be so vulgar all the time, but I like being vulgar. Like, nothing just feels as good as just like bitch, like motherfuck, like, just hard curse words. But I can speak, so I'm gonna attempt to speak a little bit more. But with that being said, no, I can't get out of here yet until we talk about T.I. versus Young Jeezy. Now, versus season 2, I'm already getting a little conspiratorial about that, because I feel like Swizz bought Versus back around holiday. Well, we know why holiday time is a very marketable time, but I feel like he low-key trying to set some female songstress up to get bodied by Mariah Carey's Christmas song. I think he's trying to set somebody up for Mariah Carey, in my opinion. Don't know if it's happening. That's what I think is happening. But T.I. versus Jeezy. Now, at first I had this T.I. winning. One more thing. Like, you niggas with this landslide, Jeezy is going to get bodied. And y'all say this every battle. Y'all say this every battle. I said the same thing about Jadakiss and Fab, and Jadakiss kicked Fab's ass. Y'all say this, y'all said it about 2 Chainz and Ross, and 2 Chainz showed you that the gap that y'all thought wasn't as big as y'all thought it was. Stop calling land. These are the best of the best at what they do. You niggas can't play with the 12th man on the bench in the NBA. But y'all will be the first niggas, oh, he's a bum. Yo, I seen niggas calling, you niggas will call a 6th man off an NBA bench a bum. And you niggas ain't played. You niggas couldn't even get past JUCO if you made it there. You niggas sound crazy. Stop with this landslide talk. Because that's not a thing. Especially with a catalog like T.I. and Jeezy. Now, personally, I didn't want to see a T.I. and Jeezy battle. I wanted to see T.I. 50 Cent. That would have been more engaged with the bravado and testosterone and the shit talk and all the intricacies that made T.I. and 50 Cent who they were. And I feel like parallel, that's who they were. They were the bullies of their era. T.I. came out, said, I'm the king of the South, one of you niggas do something about it. 50 Cent came out, G-Unit everywhere. G-U, like he bought, like, he was the bully. Like, that would have been a good battle of the bullies, personally. I feel like Tip and Jesus is gonna be, they're gonna get their shit talk off, but it's gonna be friendly and it's gonna be respectful, because they are 2 of the forefathers of the trap era, and they came in back to back, and T.I. assisted Jeezy a lot with the beginning of his career and big broing him to some degree. I mean, Jeezy's probably older than him, because Jeezy was anyway. But it's gonna be a good battle, but it's gonna be close. And y'all got these boys, y'all got Jeezy fucked up. As a matter of fact, like I said, I had T.I. winning, but I think I'm changing my mind, because I was in a Jeezy rabbit hole. Like, I don't always go back to Jeezy, 'cause I'm from Detroit, and I don't know if y'all know, but Detroit and Atlanta, we're cousin cities. I'm gonna talk about a lot of cousin cities as this shit go along, because Detroit seems to have a couple cousins out here, Atlanta, Oakland. I'm finding out that Buffalo and upstate New York is like a cousin of Detroit. But cousin cities, man. Like, just we love Jeezy. Detroit, when Jeezy come do a show in Detroit 4 to 7 times a year, and that bitch, he shut it down every time. So, but what y'all don't understand about Jeezy, man, is Jeezy got a fucking catalog. And everybody just say, well, if he go on a mixtape run, like his albums ain't solid. The 101 is a classic. And if not a classic, it's a cult classic. 102 maybe too, but maybe not. The Recession, like, y'all better stop fucking playing with Jeezy, bro. And after me going down it, I actually think I'm going for the underdog this time, man. I think Jeezy gonna edge it out. I really do. I think Jeezy finna shock the world, because a lot of you niggas got Jeezy fucked up. So that's what makes wins so much more extravagant when it happens, because y'all don't see him coming. It's just like when Jay-Z battled Nas. Niggas was ready to put Nas in the dirt, and Jay-Z was God at the time. That's why Ether, even though to me Takeover is just the better song, it always has been, Ether won because it hit like a bomb that nobody saw coming, because they didn't think Nas had that in him at the time. I knew better, but everybody don't know better, obviously, because you goofy niggas keep doing disrespectful shit, like disrespecting Busta Rhymes' catalog. And my man's Juice from Good in the Hood podcast, I ain't forgot about you. I'm gonna get to you. Man, you gotta, because you disrespected, I heard you disrespect Bus and LL Cool J this week. You better go back and put the GOAT album on. Listen to Bigger and Deffer again. Or maybe you shouldn't, because you are not from a time where you understand why those things hit the way they hit. Because not only were you not outside, you damn near wasn't born. And I ain't no disrespect to my little brother and him, because he ain't like he a little nigga. He 30, so you know. And that's why I'm more offended. I can take a 20-year-old saying some of this goofy shit. Some of you 30s saying this shit, is like, who raised you? What was happening in your teenage years for you not to know? Who? Anyway, with that being said, Uncle Vick out this thing. Salute Buster. And another thing, man. Yo, niggas can't fuck with the Busta Rhymes. You niggas can't fuck with the Busta Rhymes. You niggas can't fuck with the Busta Rhymes. All right. I don't have the Chris Rock voice. It doesn't work well with my vocal cords. But one more thing. Ever since I saw that commercial, I don't know how you niggas did not know this album was gonna be fire, but some of y'all equate relevancy to goofy shit like social media and fucking TV shows and deals and endorsements and all that goofy shit, because relevance is what's important today. But there's never been an album with Chris Rock on it that wasn't absolutely fucking fire. Not one that I know of. That's how I knew it was gonna be dope. I saw the commercial. Name them, go back. Method Man, Tequila 2000, fire. Kanye West, Dark Fantasy, or, you know, the long title. Classic, we know this. Rick Ross, Rather You Than Me, I think that's the one. That's a phenomenal album. To me, that was album of that year, for the most part. Come on, man. Albums with Chris Rock on them, don't miss. That's all I'm saying. I think that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah. That was a sidebar. Niggas better get, stop paying attention to bullshit and just stop basing y'all opinions on every fucking thing but the music. Shit's corny. I guess I understand though. But guess no, I'm good, man. Uncle Vick Rants out. All right. We got this thing going. Mic check. Collar check. All right. See what we got going on here. Itinerary check. All right. She got that ring to it right there, boy. Push it to the limit. Limit! Oh.